Okay, you ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay. Tony, let's go back to the year 2017. It was a pivotal moment in your life. You left Gawad Kalinga.
Yeah.
Can you
That was,
recall those years?
well,
That year in particular?
2017 was the end of the second phase of GK kasi the first 7 years, 2003 to 2010, was, I called it also the first of the GK 777 was about social justice, the right of the poor to be human, because poverty, really destroys human dignity. Filipinos live in shanties, in slums, and so we built, provided land for the landless, home for the homeless, and we saw the massive power of the Filipino, with a vision of nation building that has integrity, that they can help build, that is anchored on heroism. And so we were able to build 3,000 communities here, and some even in Papua New Guinea, where I went to build homes for the former cannibals in stage 6 Gerihu, but then also even in Sulu, where we turned over homes in Patikul, in Panamao, in Panglimaistino, And so those were days of glory, where we engaged about 1,000 municipalities, mayors, governors, and there was no hint of corruption, because at that time, GK was always associated with nobility, with love of God, with love of country, because I built it after I started Youth for Christ and Singles for Christ, where we also tried to really build strong family values in the next generation. I have 4 daughters and a son, and I wanted also to create a peer environment of noble men, because I felt that a lot of the problems in this country were caused by men. Our criminals are men, our drug dealers are men, our rapists are men, etc. And I wrote a book, The Builder of Dreams. It focuses on that chapter about restoring the dignity of the men. We should not impose chastity on women. We should build honorable men. And when we came here in 2010, after the separation of Gawad Kalinga and Couples for Christ, after 7 years, we built here our second platform, social artistry. We built a school, and it's about the right of the poor to be smart. The next phase would have been, the next 7 years would have been social progress, the right of the poor to be rich. So the second phase, and we started the school, I was just shocked that at the root pala of poverty is early pregnancy. Half of our students were raised by single mothers. And in 2 years that we started with the first batch, 9 of them out of 24 girls got pregnant. And I saw that they were, kasi we also brought in foreigners from other cultures that had different lifestyles. And we had some who did not believe in our Filipino values, our family values, and they were always angry when I was very strict, kasi they were drinking with our students, they were sleeping with them, and those that violated the rules, I would give them hard labor for 2 weeks without cell phone and so on. But at that time, I didn't realize that I was already going through a serious brain inflammation. And my psoriasis became severe, and I also started to self-medicate. I took a dangerous drug that also brought about, pati steroids, brought my diabetes, my hypertension, and so on. And being at the top, there's no one to talk to, because even some religious leaders, they would come out on the newspaper, oh, do not volunteer in Gawad Kalinga because Tony Meloto is not a good Catholic. And so, how Catholic can I be when I provide home for the homeless? My life has always been a journey in following Jesus, in dining with the poor, and also restoring their dignity. and so on.
This was the environment prevailing here.
Yeah, here. And then when the foreigners came, they were, they were having drinking sessions doon sa labas sa tindahan ni Gloria. No? And the ones who eventually made trouble for me were some of the French who did not believe it. They were proud to say they were atheists. No? So I felt that my problem was the community that started with Corpus for Christ had become secular, no longer spiritual, and it was my fault because I wanted to be more inclusive globally. We really raised honorable men. That's why I am now the first beneficiary. I have really good sons-in-law who were members and volunteers of Singles for Christ, Youth for Christ, or Gawad Kalinga. And now I have 12 grandchildren, and God is true to His promise because at the time when I was starting Gawad Kalinga, this was the drive for me, God's message for me was from Acts chapter 4, 31 to 35. God's community of believers was one heart and one mind. They shared their resources with one another. There was no needy person among them. It's not enough for the privilege and for the rich to just give donations out of the goodness of their heart. But you have to be in solidarity with the less fortunate and consider them as family. Kasi if you dine with them, if you build homes for them, if you are concerned for the welfare of their children, and so on. So this is also, sabi ng mga tao sa akin, ang problema sa'yo, mabait ka, pero tanga. Na people take advantage of you, people try to take whatever you do out of context, and so on. But then, this is God's mandate for me, the same thing that He told Abraham. Surrender your Isaac. My children suffered simply because I was not there for their graduations, I was not there for their birthdays, but because I have expanded my definition of family. No, that is not just about blood ties. It is about, the youth for Christ, the young men and women who will be condemned to poverty if we do not give them the values, the character, etc. So anyway.
But why did you leave this
No.
vocation?
I left this place when I became irrational. I became emotional. When I had got to depression, no one to talk to. They think that you're somebody up there. No, na when I tried to ask for help, kasi there was one night that I was so depressed that I took a cab, na sinundan nila ako, hinabol, isa na kasama. Then I went to the airport at 3 in the morning. I flew to Bacolod to be with my 100-year-old mother and just held her hand. I did not know. I called somebody I trusted in GK. Sabi ko, I do not understand how I feel these demons are eating me up. And sabi sa akin, hindi ba, kaya mo yan. Huwag ka lang magsabong, huwag ka lang bumalik sa dati mong bisyo. So, I felt that, and I cannot burden my family. No? And so, ang nangyari, ay nag-self-medicate ako. But then, ang lesions ko started, and I was flying all over the world. No, na you're invited in the top universities, and you're expected in Oxford. I talked to about 100 corporate executives, and they gave me a standing ovation. But they didn't see that when I went back to my hotel, I was bleeding, I was wiping off the pus from my lesions. No? And naka-long sleeves ako dati. Ngayon, no? Naka-short sleeve. Pero last week, puno yan ng scales. Kaya lang, sinaksakan na ako. The Makati medical doctors, led by Dr. Fermin Veralio, and then si Dante Morales, they told me, come here, we will help you. And so ngayon, they discovered this biologic pala that can remove the inflammation of my brain. So when nag-MRI ako, finally, nakita nila na. Kasi that leads to dementia, that leads also to irrational behavior, to temper that you cannot control.
Let's go now. So, GK issued a statement in March of this year saying it conducted an investigation. Yeah. Did that happen?
No. None of the members of the board ever talked to me. And the thing here, if there was an investigation, they should have come talk to me, and they should have come to the community and find out the truth for themselves. That's why an invitation ko, because of all of these allegations against me and all these hearsay, uh, uh, these exaggerated stories and things taken out of context, they come here and talk to everyone here. Kasi I was here, I was having coffee with them, I was with the students, but I spent a lot of my time with the community. But the people who took over never had that relationship with the community. They even have placards that they prepared that those from the community are not allowed to even eat here. The reverse is true. No, because in 7 years that I was gone, I don't know what happened. How come GK is no longer did not bring out the same heroism, that we experienced? I don't know. Is it a movement that had run its course? Or was it mismanaged? Was it neglected? Was it abandoned? I don't know. No, but then the most important thing is for people now to visit these communities and talk to the residents. When was the last time they were visited? So, ang ano ko lang dito na it's not for me to say, because I don't want to, even the people who accused me, I have no anger for them because they were just victims of their own poverty. So I'm here because I felt the calling, to finish the work that began with me. Now that my mind is clear, and all of these accusations to me will just invite people to come here. First, seek the truth for yourself, which none of the board except one ever did. And now he's the one supporting me build the chapel. He heard the people and he saw for himself. The others, we're just influenced, because I think, they trusted the people, I also trusted. So, ang ano sa akin ngayon, at my age, I'll be turning 76 soon, I felt that the third phase of the GK 777 will be launched. And I hope that whatever is the outcome of the case, that I will be able to continue to inspire people to complete our faith journey that we began. So I feel that whatever negative attention, it just put GK again in the public consciousness. But there's such a long history of positive energy and heroism that everyone experienced. And I felt that after this came out, I'm just overwhelmed, not by any negative, accusation of the people who really trusted me. First of all, I just count my blessings. It unified my family. That doon ko nakita na whatever happens, my family love me and they will always be there for me. They lost some friends because they felt that I was betrayed by some of their friends. Pangalawa, that I'm back in the community. This is my family. Maybe it's not done with me yet. Maybe he wants me to complete the cycle of GK 777 since you founded it and I wrote the book about it and you inspired the whole world. So maybe, this November 8, whatever happens in the case, we will be launching, the GK Blue Zone here.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me go to the affidavits of the two complainants. Very detailed, graphic.
Yeah.
What do you think because you're denying this, what prompted them to lie, to fabricate such a very detailed story?
I think they were either angry with me for being punished before, or they were also fueled by certain people who had issues against me. Because after 7 years, and who is funding this whole thing?
Who?
I don't know. And I've been asking who. Actually, nag-meet na kami, hindi ko lang masabi. Pero, we will get to the bottom of this. And but my interest is these two boys are just victims of their own poverty. And I'm not angry with them. No, because whatever it is that I've done for the communities, for the less fortunate, kahit walang utang na loob, kahit they turn against you, that's not my issue. I'm just doing the will of God. And caring for them is also my source of joy. No? So, kasi so many people stop helping. Mga walang utang na loob na yan, o mga ahas yan, mga ganun. I've experienced all of that. But does it stop me? No, kasi ang sa akin, God also gave us the example of the prodigal sons. And I'm like a father. My door is always open. My arms are always open. No? And so the same thing. In the same manner that my own family, whatever it is, they will always love me. Maybe this is just in some weird way, this makes me abnormal. I was just designed this way. My joy is being with the people, who still find value in me so I can give value to their life. Kasi pag ikaw mahirap, wala kang kumpiyansa sa sarili mo, kasi mababang pagtingin mo sa sarili mo. Itinuturing ko sila mga anak. I value the freedom to serve, not the power to rule. And that's why I continue to empower and I continue to pass on to people. But then I'm back because they have been neglected. They have been abandoned. And hopefully, I will be given I would have learned a lot of lessons on how to empower people better. Pero right now, the work of restoration is begun.
Tony, you've been regarded as a living saint practically because of the work that you've done. But with this case, now you're being portrayed as a predator,
Yeah.
a sexual predator
Yeah.
of the very people
Yeah.
you're trying to help.
Yeah.
So, sino ba talaga si Tony Meloto?
Yeah, I'm an ordinary Filipino with no political power, no economic wealth, no celebrity status, who just loves our country and who will not abandon the poor where he came from. I was the poor boy from Bacolod who did not own land, whose parents did not own land, who did not own our home, who grew up with 2 severely retarded siblings. 3 of my siblings died of cancer in their 30s and 40s. I've been through a lot. And whatever it is that has given me the chance to get the best education, high school abroad, in Ateneo, and also I gave up my corporate life just to become a full-time missionary. I'm just a disciple. I'm just a follower. I'm just a steward. I don't own anything. I will not bring anything when I go. But God has blessed my family. God has blessed 3,000 communities with land and homes. God has blessed me with a global family. And they should not dwell on what it is that this stage that people allege against me. Maybe they should just remember the times when we were together and that their own experience, did they see any immoral behavior on my part? Kasi sabi, you're a living saint. No, I never want to be a saint. No, I just want to be an ordinary Filipino with an extraordinary love for my country.
If there's anything you have to atone for, what is it?
Well, my trust with people who could not be trusted. And maybe, kasi some people say, ang bait mo kasi, kailan tanga ka? So I don't know, maybe I should atone for the fact that, at one time, I compromised the work of God by making it secular, just to make the work popular and inclusive. So I came to realize that that is something I should never forget, that this is God's work, not mine, that I'm just a steward, and I should never forget that. And I should raise stewards Because otherwise, human greed, envy will come in and destroy the work and make a lot of people suffer.
We thank you so much for your time. I know it's difficult. Thank you for the trust that you've given us.
One thing I'd like to say, I've never been unfaithful to my wife for the last 46 years. I never made love to another woman or to a man, in my life after I got married. So, I think at the heart of it is faithfulness to marriage, faithfulness to family, faithfulness to... Kasi I have nothing to hide. Sabi ko, wala pa akong lalaking nahalikan I've never had any oral sex. I never had any anal sex, whatever it is. No? And I've never been unfaithful to my wife.